Hello and welcome back. My name's Sam Barber and you're listening to episode 5 of A Light in the Dark, my songwriting journey. In episodes 1 to 4, I've talked about tracks 1 to 3 from my debut EP, Hope Love Never Dies, and my experiences writing, recording, and marketing the songs. I've also described how to effectively protect one's intellectual property rights via the PRS and PPL, respectively. In today's episode, I'm going to look at the process and story behind the last 2 songs from the EP, songs number 4 and 5, Timecatcher and Freefalling. As with all of my episodes, I hope that you can take away useful information about the process of writing a song, preparing your song for professional recording, working with a producer in a studio, and releasing your first song online, and hopefully learn from the mistakes I made when doing so. Let's start. Alongside my other teaching duties, I also teach English drama to my primary school students. Up until 2015, I'd relied on reworking classic old children's stories and for songs changing lyrics to nursery rhymes. It was time for a change. Timecatcher was written in late 2015 for a school drama production of my very first original story, entitled The Litterbug, that I had written that autumn. The story was my first attempt at an entirely original story, and I wanted to have an original song to finish the drama off. The writing process was exciting and a brand new feeling for me. The original version of this song is catchy and guitar-based, and I made sure to teach my students lots of actions to accompany the energetic live performances of the song, which were a lot of fun for everyone involved. Coupled with colourful costumes and backdrops, a challenging original script and creative storyline, our team won 3rd place in our school association's biannual English drama competition in the summer of 2016. This was the best results I had managed to achieve thus far and was a huge turning point for me in a writing sense. It gave me the inspiration and confidence to continue along the road of writing original materials for my students. From that moment, there was no going back, and we would go on to win 1st place 2 years later, along with other awards in other competitions, all done with original scripts and songs. The decision to choose Timecatcher as a song for the EP stemmed from the idea to include something slightly different, something new. The recording of the song took another direction. One weekend in the winter of late 2017, I booked another session in at the studio to record the song, complete, like all 5 songs on the EP, in one 8 to 10 hour session. This time I added nothing but vocals, but it was an intensive and tiring recording. Recorded on a Saturday night after a long week of work, the voice was already tired and I needed many takes and several breaks to get the ones we needed. This is despite the relative ease of the song to sing in comparison with the other 4. For this recording, I had handed over more or less complete creative control to the assistant at the studio. I just wanted to try something different than the original version, something with a dance-like feel or beat to it. Of all the 5 songs in the EP, this was the one I took the least time over with regards to production, arrangement, and the like. So much so that when I'd finished the recording early on Sunday morning, I felt like I didn't know the song, that it wasn't mine, like I was a stranger to my own composition. It was a weird feeling, but not altogether incorrect. As I hadn't taken charge or even had any input to the overall presentation of the song in the studio, it did feel quite unfamiliar. I had essentially just turned up and put my vocals down and left again. Having said that, the song itself was well produced by the studio, but I didn't have a great connection to it from the start because I didn't nurture or mold it from the beginning. I left it to someone else. Why? Is it because I didn't think the song was strong enough? I didn't like the song, maybe? I think it's because there was a genuine desire to adopt a new path for this song in a production sense, but I also felt like I didn't know what I wanted or how to put the ideas into practice effectively. Therefore, as I was also busy with other things, I passed it on to the studio to finish. Out of all the songs on the EP, Timecatcher is my least favorite for those reasons. However, what it lacked, it certainly made up for in an educational sense. It was a good lesson to learn that one should never be too busy to devote some time to the production of one of your songs. If it's not interesting creatively to work on, then don't waste time, effort, and money on it. Each song we make is a statement, and after Timecatcher, I decided to always put my best foot forward in a song sense. Quality over quantity. My good friend, the songwriter and producer Stevie Bull, always reminds me that you only have one chance to make a good first impression. Looking back, in all honesty, the EP would have been better as a 4-song one, not a 5-song one. The song perhaps was just not strong enough to carry the weight of a professional recording on its back. Freefalling is the final track on the EP and the oldest. It was written in my tiny flat in early 2009 as I struggled as a kindergarten teacher here in Hong Kong. Not long graduated from my peaceful life as an undergraduate in Edinburgh, and now I was working, living a real life, fending for myself, navigating the realities of life in a megacity in a foreign land. Still searching for inspiration in my career, and at 26 years old, something to devote my life to. Thankfully, in August of the same year, I would join the Education Bureau in Hong Kong as a PNET, or a primary school native English teacher, and my school in the New Territories is where I have worked to this day, 12 years this year. My year of teaching English to kindergarten students was hugely inspirational, and it was there that I began to love teaching and truly understand the idea of enriching people's lives through education. Teaching has and always will be a privilege for me, and Hong Kong remains my home and one of my favorite places. The theme of Freefalling is about falling in love, and is written in a simple folk singer-songwriter style with a catchy little hook at the beginning and built around the main chords in D major, D, A, G, and B minor. Somewhat repetitive with a basic melodic structure and slightly pedestrian lyrically, it was one of my earliest original songs. However, I felt that there was something there that spoke of sincerity, and I decided to practice and refine it further prior to contacting the studio regarding arrangements and recording. The overall style of the song is simple, yet with a catchy hook and chorus, and has proved quite popular, being played on numerous radio stations. Recording the song was fun, and the arrangement was almost identical to the way I wrote it, as I wanted the song to remain simple in its overall delivery. Extra guitars and harmony vocals were added to add greater depth and layers to the song. Some light percussion in the chorus sections added a sense of drama and highlighted the need for a clear difference in volume between the verses, the pre-choruses, and the choruses. The song remains a part of my performance repertoire. As mentioned earlier in the series, at the time of the original release of the EP on Bandcamp originally, the 8th of March 2019, I was hoping to make a statement that I was a serious songwriter, and this was my first musical offering. I felt like by repackaging these 5 songs, which I had released individually over the past 2 years, this would showcase more succinctly and neatly the varied styles of songs present. Looking back, it was a good idea. However, at this stage, the songs were still individual entities on all the major digital platforms. Therefore, I re-released the songs as a package on the 1st of December 2020. But to do this, I needed to firstly take them offline before re-releasing the EP via CD Baby. It was like I had to take a step backwards before taking 2 forwards, but it was worth it. Both Timecatcher and Freefalling are arguably not as strong as the first 3 tracks from the EP, but are important to me in what they represent in different stages of my writing career to date. Freefalling as a song of raw emotion, simple in structure and one of my earliest attempts at songwriting. Timecatcher as the first product of a conscious decision to write original drama stories and songs for my students. They also offer a different vibe and style to the EP, which was designed as a showcase of the eclectic genres I had written in up to that point. Job done. To cap it off, as I mentioned in episode 1, all songs from the EP were quickly registered with the PRS and the PPL. I say quickly, but the process of registering with the PPL is particularly time-consuming and does require patience, but it's well worth it, as it offers peace of mind that your intellectual property is well protected. In episode 6, I'm going to discuss the next musical project I worked on after the EP. This is my charity single for the homeless, Street Sleeper. The process of writing it, working with a new producer, my good friend Stevie Bull, who I have also gone on to work on my debut album with, Let's Join Hands. Breaking new ground in radio play, and capping 2019 off with an amazing opportunity to perform at the world's big sleep out in Hong Kong on December the 7th, 2019, which also happened to be my birthday. This song's journey is an amazing one, and I can't wait to share it with you all next time. If you'd like to support the show, there are many ways to do so. You can subscribe to my Facebook and YouTube pages for more updates and join my Facebook group, Sam Barber Music. Also, if you would like to ask a question about this podcast or previous ones, or anything at all, you can email me at sambarbermusic@gmail.com. I'd love to hear about your songwriting experiences. If you like my music, you can download directly from my new website, www.sambarber.com, or from my Here Now page, sambarber.herenow.com. You can also make a donation via PayPal. Your support is sincerely appreciated. To finish off, believe in yourself, believe in your songs, believe in your message. Enjoy the journey. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe. Thank you for listening.